Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 19 of an Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road walkthrough. In the previous episode, we were inside of this dungeon here, Niryastere, and it's a pretty complex dungeon, but we've got to get 2 more remaining lesser stones, and the reason is that Recollection forces have searched the Ayleid ruins while their Daedric allies continue to harry Westweald forces. Meanwhile, Ithelia remains hidden. I agreed to help Baragon learn more about our enemy's true plans. The Lesser Stone restored a glimmer of light to the Great Velkin Stone. I should locate and retrieve the 3 remaining Lesser Stones. So, we're trying to get all these Velkin Stones to work in this one room in the middle. I believe it's right here. But in order to do that, we got to get the Lesser Velkin Stones. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay, just need to go straight. And it's on the upper floor. Okay, so maybe I can go this way after I kill this thing. Still have not found a way up. Oh, there's some stairs over here. I apologize for the coughing in advance. I am just now starting to get over a really bad cold.
That's the balcony beyond the gate mentioned in the recollection notes. Try abolisher here.
Alright, let's see.
I think there's another stone nearby. Try the lamp here. Look at that! Another stone! Take it, friend.
Alright, one down,
That's
one to go.
3 lesser stones. There should be 1 more to find.
How am I going to get to that one? I think I need to keep going. No, I can't keep going. Okay. Okay, so I think I need to go down the stairs. Nope, that's not gonna work. It's got to be upstairs somehow. Maybe I have to go all the way around.
Dollars! Increase your mobility.
Maybe this way?
This must be the pit mentioned in the recollection note. Can we use a polisher here?
Alright, looks like this is the final
I think
stone.
the lamp's found another stone. Give it a try. Amazing. The lamp pulled the stone into our reality somehow. How does this work? That's the last of them. Let's return to the Great Welkin Stone and see if we can open the vault.
Alright, finally. We're finally going to get to open the vault. Wait. Oh, I've gotta do the others. Okay.
That did it! The vault is unlocked. We better go in before the recollection notices. Just think. No one set foot in here in ages. Except for any alien undead that might be around.
Yeah, except for them.
Make better choices.
Stairs to the west. They must lead to an inner chamber.
To Apocrypha with you.
Collapsed stairs? The aliens left us one last obstacle. But I think there's another chamber above. Try Abolisher again?
Already ahead of you, Baragon.
There, to the south. I think I see something. So that's the Skein of Secrets? I wonder what it does. Go ahead and take it. We shouldn't linger here.
Alright, we got it. We got the third relic. Spun by Methala from lies, secrets, and dark desires. This is just bearer the way to their goal.
Over there, friend. Isn't that an Ekenir manifestation? We should
Right.
see what it reveals.
Why do you trouble my peace, Earth Angel? The many paths splinter. You manipulate fate in ways that were not meant to be.
What I do for the good of all. Why can you not see that, Mora?
I am not alone in my concerns, Ethelia. Constrain yourself, or we will constrain you.
And you will fail. Now be gone.
A memory of Ethelia arguing with Hermaeus Mora. Have you ever seen such a thing? Friend, we should talk. An ancient quarrel between Daedric princes is beyond me, friend. But it's clear Mora attempted to reason with Ethelia. She willfully ignored his warning, and was too strong for him to overpower without help.
Hermaeus Mora had allies, Azura, Boethia, and Mephala. Together, they defeated Ethelia.
A good point. And now we have the 3 relics they used to defeat the Prince of Paths. The question is, where and how to use them. We know what Abolisher and the Lamp of Clarity do, but we have no idea how to use the Skein.
What do you suggest?
I'll take the Skein of Secrets home and study it. Laramil thinks it's important, and King Nantharion didn't want us to get it. Whatever he's planning, I bet the Skein can help us stop him. I'll meet you back in Skingrad, friend.
Very well. I'll see you again. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to go back to the entrance. If we're going to Skingrad, I'm just going to teleport back. Alright. There's his town home.
Did you hear? The King of Vashabar. He's the leader of the Recollection.
I knew those Vashabar wood elves were to blame for all this. The guild
That's
has
not
need
what
of
I
you,
heard.
comrade.
There's even a wood elf.
Over here, friend. We should talk. It's strange. When I first retreated from Niryastere, I wondered for years what was hidden in that vault. Never guessed it was the relic of a Daedric prince. Now that you're here, let's take stock of our recent discoveries.
Very well. Where do you think we stand?
The 2 of us recovered the Skein of Secrets. You and Tribune Alea saved Feldergard Keep and found Abolisher, and you discovered the Lamp of Clarity at the Outcast Inn. You learned something about Ethelia too. We finally have an advantage.
An advantage?
Laramil believes these relics are the key to defeating Ethelia and her Recollection and Daedric allies. We still need to figure out when and how to use them, but thanks to you, we have what we need to save Westweald.
Awesome.
Take this, friend.
Thanks for the gloves. Those are really nice gloves. I wonder how many pieces of this set we've got now.
After my initial examination of the Skein of Secrets, I still don't know what to make of it. It's a map, but the image is constantly changing. I think it reacts to whatever the viewer is looking for. I wasn't having much luck. Then I had an idea.
An idea?
I thought about finding Nantharion, but nothing happened. Then I remembered that these relics were made to find and defeat Ethelia. So I thought about her, and these Daedric runes appeared. I think they translate as the Staff of Many Paths.
The Staff of Many Paths? Didn't Shard Marshal Vargas give that to Nantharion at Hoperoot?
Precisely. Nantharion used the staff to prepare the Wildburn Seed ritual before you stopped it. I think the skein is showing me places where Nantharion is using the staff to plant more seeds. A lot more. So, friend, want to help me stop Nantharion?
I'll help you find King Nantharion and stop him.
If I'm right, Nantharion is planning to set off a massive wild burn, enough to destroy Skingrad and cover the entire Weald in forest. Take a look at the skein, and you'll see the sites I'm referring to. I think they can lead us to Nantharion.
Shouldn't the Skein of Secrets show us where Athelia is?
I'm not sure. If I understand the story of the relics, they were made to counter Athelia, and she has the power to avoid detection, hence the unseen. My guess is the skein can't spot her directly, but instead looks for places she exerts her power.
But you said the Skein is showing you places where the Staff of Many Paths is being used.
From what we can tell, the staff is Athelia's relic, filled with her power. Right now, since Athelia doesn't seem to be exerting any power of her own, the skein has focused on the staff. Lucky for us, Nantharion has that, and we need to find him.
Can the Lamp of Clarity or Abolisher help us with this?
The lamp only revealed hidden objects close by, and I think you need a clear idea of where you want to go to open a portal with Abolisher. Don't worry, friend. I suspect we'll need all 3 relics before we're done with this business.
Any word from Laramil the Wise?
Not since we left for Niryastere. Laramil said that while we looked for the skein, she'd continue her search for Torvasad. She expected that might take her far beyond Westweald. I wish she were back. She understands all this better than I do.
What do you mean?
Daedric relics are her specialty, not mine. Laramil could have figured out how to use the Skein of Secrets with a single glance. Well, since we don't know when to expect her, we'll just have to do the best we can on our own.
Tell me more about what you think King Nantharion is up to.
I admit that all I have is speculation and logical deduction. Nantharion, as the secret leader of the Recollection, used a corrupted seed, called a Wildburn seed, to transform a portion of Westweald into Dawnwood. I think he's planting more seeds.
But not all the Wood Elves who originally followed Nantharion are part of the Recollection?
No. Most of them thought they were following a benign leader. They'd be horrified to know that the devastation of the Wildburn is the reason Vashabar exists. After what we learned at Hoperoot, Vashabar now sees Nantharion for the villain he is.
Why is Nantharion doing all this?
The Recollection's a revived Ayleid cult dedicated to Athelia. Nantharion's trying to restore her power and receive her blessing. From the number of locations the skein shows where the staff was used, he's about to unleash more Wildburn. A lot more.
Well, that sounds bad. Okay, so it looks like just 2 areas we need to go to.
See what I mean? I think King Nantharion could be at one of those marked locations. See how the map shifted and those marks appeared? I'm pretty sure they indicate places where the Staff of Many Paths has been used recently. A lingering aura of sorts, maybe. I think we need to investigate these sites.
If King Nantharion used the staff at these locations, there's no guarantee he's still there now.
You're not wrong, but what in life is ever guaranteed? No matter. We need to find out exactly what Nantharion did at these locations, and something there might point us to where he's going next.
Can you tell which locations these marks indicate?
The one to the north might be Turthill Farm. It's a remote homestead. The other one looks like Hastrel Hollow. There's a ruined tower nearby. You should travel to each one and investigate. If you find any Wildburn seeds, destroy them.
What are you going to do?
While you search the sites, I'll see what else I can get the skein to reveal to me. And I'll try to make more sense of the other relics. Come back when you're done investigating the sites. Between the 2 of us, we're bound to find something.
Okay, so...
When we find Nantharion, we better be ready for a fight. I'll muster the Legion, and warn Vashabar too.
We might be able to avoid a pitched battle if we find a clever way to sabotage his plans.
I doubt it will be that easy. And I intend to make sure Nantharian doesn't escape again.
You're gonna make sure he doesn't escape by standing at the fire and warming your arms? Really?
Even if we can see where Nantharian used the staff, there's no guarantee we'll still find him at those sites. I'll confer with my scouts and get help from Vashabar. The more eyes out there helping us look for the Recollection, the better.
You're willing to work with the Wood Elves now?
It's clear the Recollection are everybody's enemy. And the Shardborn, too. I'd be foolish to turn down help wherever I can find it. Besides, I might have been too quick to assume our new neighbors were behind Westwield's troubles.
What changed your mind?
I don't have a problem with Wood Elves. I have a problem with squatters and conquerors. I can be hard-headed, but Baragon's proven himself to be a loyal ally. And the people of Vashabar were tricked by Nantharian. I can admit I was wrong about them.
Okay. Alright, well, as interesting as this story is, I'm going to have to stop it because I'm going to have to go back to the scribing quest. But once I finish this next scribing quest, I'm going to finish off the rest of the zone story. I just don't want to get too far behind in it. Where are the scribing quests? Alright, I'm just gonna ride around randomly until I find it. Until I find the giant magical portal. What is this? There's a ghost up here? Just hanging out?
I died from exhaustion, and now I'm eternally tired. So, you know, ooh, whatever.
He's too tired to haunt anybody. Come on, where's the portal? Seems like it was
here. The King of Vashabar.
in the corner somewhere. There it is. Well, I assume this next quest is not going to involve riddles, so it should be a lot easier than the last wing, I mean, luminary wing, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's see, we've got Fable of the Gryphon, and we've got, what is this? Thulgeg's March? Okay. I'm not going to be able to read this, but here's pages 1 and 2, 3 and 4. If you want to pause it and read that. I think if I start trying to read a whole book like that, I'm probably going to have a coughing fit. Okay, so we've got Nabal of the Fetch, which is basically Fable of the Netch. And then we've got Fable of the Gryphon. So I'm going to try the Gryphon. The pages of this book are torn out, leaving nothing but the shell of a tome.
Sorry about that one, adventurer. I need to brief you.
Seems we have a pest problem of sorts.
Ho there, friend. I know the path of scribing beckons. You're no doubt hoping to contact the Gryphon luminary. Unfortunately, it seems we have a page thief in the Scholarium.
Someone stole the pages from the Gryphon fable?
Just so. We were cataloging tomes and left the fable unattended for just a moment. Then from the other room, we heard yips and snarls and found it torn apart. Nalia is already at work trying to find an alternative to the missing pages.
Where is she?
The East Wing, looking for anything Ulfsild might have left behind about the Gryphon. Hopefully she'll get you pointed in the right direction. My deepest apologies. This was a grave error on my part, but it won't happen again.
Okay, I'll go speak to Nalia.
Don't worry. A few wards around the library and we'll make sure the page thief doesn't strike again. In the meantime, perhaps Nalia has found something left behind by Ulfsild over in the East Wing.
How is the catalog going?
It's going well. I'm not usually the type to work at a desk, but it's been interesting to walk the halls and see all the different titles. From what Julian and Anard have said, this place is a treasure trove of knowledge.
Any parts of the library in particular catch your eye?
A section dedicated to cookbooks from the First Era. Shelves of poetry from Atmora, and a startling number of bawdy limericks stacked up in a pile of chapbooks. Archmage Ulfsild, it seems, was eager to follow the hunt for knowledge wherever it led.
Alright.
I'll help Julian and Anard set up wards. This won't happen again on my watch.
Perhaps I could put some protection runes on the most valuable tomes. That's still what? A couple hundred books or so? Not like I have anything better to do.
Other than the lost pages, are things going well?
I suppose you could say that. The bird has been interesting to talk to. I've only spoken with one talking bird before. A rook in the Black Feather Court. The crow laughed when I mentioned them.
Why?
I asked if she was related to the Black Feather birds in some way, and the crow thought that was pretty funny. I'm gonna take that as a no, personally, but I'm not sure what else that tells us.
Yeah, I mean, either the answer is no, or he's laughing because you didn't know the obvious point that he's related to those black feather birds. Black feather ravens. But most likely he's not related. And I think that's the most likely explanation. All of a sudden, I'm seeing all these books around. Cries from empty mouths. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4.
Ah, good, you're here. It only took cross-referencing 3 tomes to figure out this echo might be about the Gryphon. Let's find out what it has to say.
Echo? Oh, okay.
I can already feel the pull on Ivea. Nothing we can do now will outpace the greed of a Daedric prince. And I know that this situation is hard to accept, but I wish the Gryphon and the Fox would understand. This isn't a fight we can win.
What?
She sounded so sad. Losing Ivea and the Scholarium to the whims of Sheogorath must have been devastating. And it sounds like the Gryphon didn't much like it either.
Can you remind me what Ivea is?
Of course. Right now, we're deep beneath the island of Ivea. Centuries ago, Ivea was a sanctuary for magic, founded by Ulfsild's husband, Shalador. Ivea was stolen from Shalador by Sheogorath, the Daedric Prince of Madness, in a wager.
I forgot that she is Shalador's wife, okay? The Scholarium is underneath this sanctuary?
From everything the Crow and Ulfsild's text can tell us, yes. Technically, that means we're somewhere in the Shivering Isles right now. But don't worry, Ulfsild's safeguards all seem to be holding. Which makes our interloper all the more confusing.
What do you mean?
I managed to catch sight of our pest just before you arrived, and it's... well, it's a fox. Possibly the fox Ulfsild mentioned in the Echo? It was enormous and seemed intelligent. Honestly, it looked very surprised to see me.
An intelligent fox stole the fable pages?
We're all in above our heads here. Don't look to me for answers. Luckily, our foxy friend might have helped us out. When he saw me, he dropped one of the pages. It's the first page to the fable with Ulfsild's notes clear as day.
Her notes are already visible without the lens?
Ulfsild must have left it behind with the annotations already visible. For some reason? Maybe if you meet that fox, you can ask him about it. I put it on the table just over there. Give it a look.
Have you learned anything else about Ulfsild or the Gryphon in your research?
Ulfsild's handwriting is on every tome in here, but she wasn't eager to share much of herself with history. As for the Gryphon, he seems to come off as a strong personality, but with a bit of an interesting soft spot. That fox she mentioned.
How is that fox the Gryphon's soft spot?
Well, if the Gryphon is the stout defender Ulfsild's notes make him out to be, you'd think he'd take a dim view to thievery. But apparently this mighty Gryphon and this clever fox got along as thick as... well, thick as thieves.
What do you mean by strong personality?
Ulfsild's notes make him out to be something of a knight in the mold of the ancient orders. Strong, true, and unyielding. Let's hope he's willing to talk to some interlopers before he charges into battle.
Why do you think Ulfsild wrote down so little about herself?
I think she felt there were more important things to write about. She seems very driven, in her echoes and in the notes. Compelled by her quest to understand scribing and the luminaries. To leave behind a legacy.
Okay. Alright, let's read it. Gryphon Fable, annotated, page 1.
Ah, scholarship. I can smell it from here.
Matter how fast we run, the night follows, fretted Gray, swishing his tail. Zariah stared at her friend. That's it, she said. What the dying man said. Dusk always falls. They ran from the tendrils of night to Castle Duskfall. Gray's magic cast their movements in shadow. Zariah noticed the curious lines on the scrap of map, made the shape of the Treva to the north. A castle on the River Treva? This is the notes. Could this be about the Overlook Tower? I've never heard it referred to by that name. Regardless, we're in the Rift. Are you certain this will work? Said Gray, keeping lookout as Zariah dug at the base, stealing the Gryphon's treasure, and blaming it on the Lady of the Night, said Zariah. Yes. You really ought to keep your voice down, Gray fretted, hopping back and forth. But Zariah just laughed. What haunts this old keep doesn't care what we say. But Gray's eyes were keen, and what Zariah saw as simple crows, Gray knew to be something much, much worse. Just then, Zariah's shovel hit something hard, and Gray yipped as the night's messengers began to... And that's all I've got.
And you're off like a racing frog. Let me know if you want to confer about the directions in the fable.
I've only got one direction. I'm just going to the Rift.
I'm so glad we were able to overcome this little hiccup. That first page should be enough to get you going. I just hope you'll find some clue that will lead you to the next set of walls.
Okay, I'm not going to ask her about does she have a suggestion, because it's obvious we're going to the Rift. So there should be a portal out here that will take us to the Rift. And then I'll look at the Fable again and see exactly where we go in the Rift. That goes to Skingrad. That's not what I want. I want to go to the Rift. Alright, where am I going? It's not going to tell me, right? think maybe I'm gonna have to try to figure it out. Yeah, okay. So... let's look at the book. Or the page. Overlook Tower. Overlook Tower. A castle on the River Treva. An Overlook Tower. So... maybe it's in the city over here. I mean, there's a castle right there. Maybe I should have never left the city. Okay, that's the portal to the Scholarium. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go ask her for advice because I do not know where Overlook Tower is. So it sucks. I wish I could have figured it out on my own, but I don't know the rift well enough as a zone to be able to just guess which one it is, which location it is.
I'm so glad we were able to overcome this little hiccup. I'm not too familiar with the rift.
Me either.
But I do know that the Treva is a river that splits the hold. Maybe follow it south from the Molten and see what you can find? Just remember, what was a castle overlook back then might just be ruins now.
Even if I dispel the wards, do you really think I'll find a clue to the next set? I don't understand where the River Treva is. She says it splits the hold.
Julian and Laren are working to strengthen our wards. If it was the fox stealing the pages, perhaps there'll be enough to catch it when it returns. And of course, if you need help with something, come back here and I'll do what I can.
Have you ever read this fable before?
Something about those names. Gray and Saria. They seem familiar, but I can't imagine I've read this. Maybe the fable was the basis for one of my mum's many bedtime stories? She had scores of them for every season and mood that took her.
Okay, the only thing I can think of is that maybe it's the river that the city sits on. No, I don't want to go to Skingrad. Okay, so what happens? What happens if we go south from here? We follow the river south.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab this way shrine while I can. Okay, so that's definitely not a river. That is a lake.
Yeah. If we must.
Alright, I may have to just look up the answer. Because I don't see how you could know this without having a deep understanding of the rift. And I finished the zone. I finished the entire storyline to the rift. Wait, there it goes. We got a quest marker. Okay, I'm good now. Let's see if I can take a shortcut. No, it's not really any way to take a shortcut. Riding is definitely faster than swimming. As long as I can ride faster than the bears, I'll be good. Accidentally used my buff food instead of my potion. It's alright, I can always make more.
Mora's twitching tentacles. I'm glad that's done.
Just want to clear out some of these enemies before I try to deal with the wards. Alright, one more. One more, we'll be done with this part of the quest.
most gratifying resolution.
All right, now where's it at? Is it at the top?
Refreshing. Take it in. An opportunity for learning.
No, it's not at the top. It's down there. Fragment of the Gryphon's key. One fragment of the key to the Gryphon's door.
Don't be scared. I'm a friend, I think.
Alright, well, unfortunately it's time for me to end the video right now, so... You know what? I'll go ahead and talk to the fox. I'll talk to the fox and then I'll stop.
Oh my gosh, I was right. You're trying to fix Ulfsild's library. You're trying to talk to the Gryphon, aren't you? I am so sorry about tearing all the pages out of that book.
So that was you. Why did you steal all the pages?
I got excited. Oh, that happens sometimes. And it's what I'm good at. The stealing, I mean. Let's start over. I'm the fox. Ulfsild said one day people might try to break in. When I saw you sniffing around, I thought I'd try and protect my friend.
Nalia and I are working with the luminaries to restore the Scholarium.
That's why I stopped hiding. When I got close, I could smell the Indrik on you. If the Indrik thinks you're good, then you're good. That guy knows good. I see now I was just holding you back. Let me make it up to you.
You'll give me back the pages for the fable?
About that. I took quite the mouthful of pages. And then I dropped one when your friend, Nalia, was it? Oh, when she saw me. So, I thought it best to hide the other pages near the other wards. Good news, though. I hid one right here.
All right, let's see it then. Gaped as they saw a fox drag Zariah out of the tavern. Their drinks would have gone dribbling down their fronts if they heard him talk. In the dark of the alley, mead drunk and sentimental, Zariah wept into her friend's fur. "I thought they took you back to the Crow's Wood," she cried. "I didn't realize they understood my thieves can't." "I'm all right," Gray said, brushing her off. "But you're spending gold we don't have, drinking like that. The Gryphon's treasure is worth nothing unless we can find all 3 pieces. Are you listening, Raya?" Zariah was not listening. Her eyes had that light from before, and she felt around like she was grasping at starlight. "It's here," she said. "Here in the city." Gray looked around. "How is that possible? It must have been placed here before there was a town here." He peered down into the dark canal. Maybe even before there was a lake. The notes here say, Lake Honrich, I presume. He must be speaking of Riften. Okay, city of Riften, alright, I know where that is. "Sai is with us," said Zariah. She broke the wards and revealed the treasure, just as dawn broke and drove back the shadows. "Only one more piece," said Gray, "until we find the door and the Gryphon very likely kills us." "Or," countered Zariah, "all we need to do is step out of the way. Let his talons contend with the Lady of the Night. I don't seek the power of this mythical creature. Only the means to let us live a life where we don't have to keep running." Gray looked up at her with shining eyes. "It is not too late for me to go back." But Zariah would not hear it. "No, my friend, you are too kind and clever to be kept in a prison of shadows for all your days. This will work. I am certain of it."
Great. I've got my own way to get about. I'll see you at the next location.
Alright, in the next episode, we will go to the next location and get the 2nd and 3rd keys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.